Previously, when Princess Lulan ferociously scolded Commander Tristan for offering his help, yelling that she never desired any help from the lowly Jackart tribe, Tristan simply reminded her on their past interactions, envisioning when he first met Lewellyn. She had rebuked him with similar hurtful words, as she was worried for his safety, because Pamela and the royal family heated jealousy towards her costed many innocent lives. And he also remembered that deep down, she was seeking someone who could provide her with care. Upon hearing this reflection, she broke down in tears, expressing remorse for mistreating Tristan in the past. But before they could talk further, a person interfered, announcing that King Bastion wished to meet Princess Lulan in person. So, let's dive into the chapters 42 and 43 of the manhwa, The Secret Bedroom of the Forsaken Princess. As Princess Lulan arrives to King Bastion's chamber, Bastion, feeling guilty, asks Lulan to forgive him for not able to protect her at the breakfast this morning, when his mother was abusing her. Listening to this, she reflects that indeed Bastion will feel terrible, as she also becomes internally enraged with Pamela and Vivian but is unable to do anything about it at that moment. However, Bastion interferes her thoughts by furiously breaking the flower vase on the floor. And, as Lulan observes the crazy expression on his face, she gets shocked visibly. Yet, coming back to his senses, Bastion, at noticing her reaction, he worriedly again asks her to forgive him for scaring her with his rude actions. To this, she anxiously reflects why a gentleman like Bastion is angry to this extent. Eventually, Bastion assures her not to worry as he will protect Alpheus from the queen by any means, adding that he still remembers from the past that Alpheus is an adorable child. Moreover, Bastion discloses that he also loves Alpheus like his own brother. This sudden revelation causes Lulan to flinch heavily. Further, by keeping her complete silence, she reflects that in the past, Alpheus never considered Bastion as a brother, and to be honest, they have never spoke to each other. But she is shocked to know that Bastion still remembers Alpheus and calls him brother. Besides, by extending her hand towards him, she confirms herself that he does not feel guilty anymore around her. Lulan then delivers an angelic smile, conveying her gratitude to King Bastion, upon which he does not show any emotion. And, by lowering his head, he speaks that he does not expect that one day he will hear that from her. Furthermore, by caressing her hand, Bastion states that he is really happy right now. However, he gloomily pleads that he wants to see her smile brightly just like she used to do before her mother was executed, just like she smiles in the horse riding competition a few days ago. Because Bastion remembers that in the past, she does not fear anything in the world, and he really longed to see Lulan like that. Dear viewers, apologies for the interruption. If you're genuinely enjoying the content on this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe icon with all notifications, since this little support of yours will help this creator continue delivering high-quality work to brighten your day. And take a moment at the end of the video to leave a comment, sharing your thoughts on the content. Your feedback means a lot. Now, let's not take up too much of your time and jump back into the story. Hearing his words, she winces heavily. She then droops her head, contemplating that she also wants the same, but it is now impossible. From here, the scene lands to the same night at Lewellyn's palace, where a red knight approaches another man, who is standing outside the palace, and, upon arriving near the person, the knight states that Princess Lewellyn vehemently turned down his request to meet him in person, none other than Duke Almondite, who responds that he knows it already. However, a known voice asks what Almondite is doing here late at night, revealing him as patron Ernell. Observing Ernell's sudden presence, Almondite asks himself why the person who slept with Lewellyn is here right now. Moreover, by glaring angrily towards him, Almondite adds that he cannot take his eyes off of Ernell, because he very cleverly charmed Lewellyn with his handsome face. And, as Ernell comes near him, Almondite questions if Ernell has something important with Lewellyn that he comes to her residence. To this, Ernell replies that he simply wants to meet her in person for their private discussion. Hearing the words private discussion, Almondite points his envious gaze at Ernell's handsome face. Almondite then challenges Ernell to see whether Lewellyn accepts to meet him or not. Nevertheless, Ernell slides to Knight's side, ordering him to convey the princess that Ernell is here to meet her. But his comment angers Almondite, who inquires of Ernell if he and Lewellyn casually calls each other by their first name, upon which Ernell flinches heavily for a bit. But in an instant, Ernell neatly answers that indeed they are very close to each other. After this declaration, the surrounding falls into chilling silence. But by breaking the ice, Almondite states that let's see if they are really close each other or not, as the night will come any moment with Lewellyn's response to his meeting. Besides, putting a disgusted look on his face, Almondite confirms that Ernell's first impression already reveals that there is a toxic behind his smile, even when Ernell slept with Lewellyn. And, he adds if Ernell cannot bring any benefit to Lewellyn, Almondite will kill him right away. Yet, Ernell suddenly asks if Almondite knows that today Queen Pamela vehemently bullied the princess at breakfast. Listening to this, Almondite mutters to himself that he also came here to meet Lewellyn for that topic only, because due to the regret of his actions towards Lewellyn, he cannot do anything but only worried for her. Plus, Almondite asks himself how he was informed very late about this incident. However, Ernell in a very low voice states that the princess is such a miserable person as she does not want any help, although there are many people who want to help her. And, as Almondite hears Ernell's muttering, he questions what Ernell is talking about. But before their conversation goes further, the knight interferes by stating that Princess Lewellyn said that she does not want to meet anyone today. Hearing this, Ernell again whispers that there is not much time left for the princess. Yet, before Almondite inquire about his blabbering, Ernell quickly turns back to take his leave, leaving Almondite in deep dilemma, who ponders why does Ernell approaches Lewellyn, making a physical connection with her, adding if Princess Lewellyn is this desperate that she can sleep with any man. And, as he glances towards the princess's window, Almondite reflects what his arrogant princess is thinking in her lovely head. Nevertheless, on the other side inside her bedroom, Lewellyn, accompanied with icy water in a glass, states that at last everyone is gone. Plus, by gazing upon her back neck, she reflects that despite the stigma being calm in the morning but at night, the heat is all over her body. Moreover, Demon Asmodeus continuously tries to take complete control over her body, so that Lewellyn can lose her grip over herself and immerse into deep desire for men. But in an instant, she tightly holds the water glass, and, by drinking it quickly, she asks herself what she should do, as it becomes hotter and hotter to the extent that she cannot control it. Further, she reflects if she should stop sleeping with Ernell from this moment, as she does not want to show her ugly side to him anymore. Moreover, she cannot rely on Duke Almondite at all for this, labeling him as a traitor. However, she confirms herself that if she cannot to do it with Ernell, not even with Almondite, then she will sleep with a guy whom she does not even know. Besides, by trembling heavily, Lewellyn reminds herself that despite she feels disgusting at the thinking that she unwillingly needs to intimidate with a guy at any moment, but she has to do it to save her miserable life. On top of which, although Bastion asked her to stay in the palace and Almondite said that the shrine is not a safe place, Lewellyn still lives in fear with a slight hope that someday she will get out of here. But eventually, a sudden knock on the door interferes with her, none other than Commander Tristan, who asks if he can enter the room, reminding that he came to end their past story. Noting his presence, Lewellyn questions what she will talk to him in this state, but a sudden thought nags her mind, asking why she cannot request Tristan to sleep with her in the place of an unknown man. As we wrap up today's segment, thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving, and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.